In February 1992, an 11-year-old boy crouched behind his bedroom door in Palm Beach, Florida, peering through a tiny hole his mother didn't know existed. Through that hole, he watched her raise a .357 Magnum and empty 3 rounds into his father's chest. Then she walked closer and fired a 4th, point blank, into a man already dead. That boy's testimony would set his mother free. 20 years later, the same gun would be pulled from his own neck. This is the story of Linda Cooney, the mother who killed twice with the same weapon and almost got away with both. Linda Cooney was nobody when she arrived in Palm Beach. A farm girl from Wisconsin, she took a job as a legal secretary at a prominent firm. Part of her job, according to those who knew her, was to entertain wealthy clients after hours. Quotation marks heavy. Then she met Jim Cooney, eldest son of one of Palm Beach's oldest families. Lawyers, doctors, political ties going back generations. Old money in a town that worshipped it. Within months, Linda was Mrs. Jim Cooney. Within 2 years, she had 2 sons, Kevin and Christopher. By 1991, the marriage was collapsing. Linda filed police reports claiming Jim beat her. Jim filed for divorce. The custody fight turned vicious. According to Jim's brother Bob, Linda would hide the children before court-ordered visits. Jim could only see his sons after handing her $500 in cash every weekend, like clockwork. On February 7, 1992, Jim arrived at Linda's house with a judge's order. He was there to pick up his boys. He never left. He didn't say his father had a knife. He said he saw something shiny. It was enough. The jury acquitted Linda in a few hours. She collected on Jim's $1 million life insurance policy. Then she did something nobody could understand. She asked for the gun back. Florida police returned it. Linda packed up her sons, the .357 Magnum, and disappeared into Las Vegas. For 19 years, Linda kept her sons inside a fortress only she controlled. Christopher grew up to become a Las Vegas police officer. Kevin became an amateur costume designer. Both, at 30 years old, still lived with their mother. Both had bedrooms, but no bedroom doors. Linda removed them. Their phones had child blocks. Linda controlled the passwords. She decided who they spoke to, when they ate, when they slept. When Kevin or Christopher tried to date, Linda hunted the women. One girlfriend, Clarita Kendall, received a call out of nowhere. Linda screamed slurs at her, called her Shanghai Lily, a gold digger, then drove to Kevin's house, jumped out of her car, and beat Clarita's vehicle with her bare hands. Another girlfriend, Karina Taylor, a professional MMA fighter, was warned by Linda that she carried a handgun in her purse at all times. "I am not Superman," Karina said later. "I cannot bounce bullets off my chest." Linda sent text messages to Karina's volunteer supervisor calling her a succubus. "A demon," she explained, "that has sex with men in their sleep to control them." By June 2011, Kevin had finally made a decision. He told Karina, in writing, that he was leaving his mother's house. 3 weeks later, he was on the floor, bleeding out. On June 28, 2011, at 8:30 a.m., Linda Cooney finally called 911. "My son has a gunshot wound to the neck." The bullet had severed Kevin's spinal cord. He would never walk again. The .357 Magnum that fired it had a serial number that matched the weapon used to kill Jim Cooney 19 years earlier. The same gun. The same shooter. A second victim in the same family. But the timeline was the strangest part. Linda hadn't called 911 first. She had waited 16 minutes and called her other son, Chris, the cop. Detectives asked her how Kevin had been shot. She didn't know. Did she shoot him? She didn't know. Had she heard the gunshot? No, she said. That's the bizarre thing. I did not hear a gunshot. For 3 days, Kevin lay unconscious in a hospital bed. When he finally opened his eyes, his first words were these. No, Mom. I'm afraid of Mom. Mom shot me. He repeated it to 4 different nurses. He repeated it to Clarita when she visited. He told her his mother pulled a gun from her waistband while he sat on the couch. The bullet's downward trajectory matched that story exactly. Then Kevin changed his mind. By April 2014, Kevin had completely flipped. Now, from his hospital bed, he testified that he had attacked his mother, that he had grabbed the gun, that it was an accident, that he was the monster. Mom does what I say, or else Mom gets a fist, he told the jury. That's the way it works. Prosecutors believed Kevin had been groomed since childhood, convinced that his mother had saved his life in 1992 by killing his father, and that he owed her absolute loyalty for the rest of his. The defense called Kevin as their star witness. The prosecution called 26. The jury deliberated for less than an hour, about as long as it took them to eat lunch. Guilty of attempted murder. Guilty of battery with a deadly weapon. Guilty of witness intimidation. Guilty of stalking. Linda Cooney was sentenced to 13 to 40 years in prison. Kevin Cooney did not attend his mother's sentencing. Instead, he sent the judge a letter. My mother is unjustly incarcerated. It was by my own actions that I find myself in my present condition. He is partially paralyzed for life. He still defends the woman who shot him. Linda's final words to the court were not for her son. She blamed Kevin's rage disorder. She blamed Jim's abuse. She asked for mercy. She did not get it. Linda Cooney is currently serving her sentence in Nevada. The .357 Magnum, the gun that killed Jim Cooney in 1992 and crippled his own son in 2011, sits in a state evidence locker. 2 shootings. Same weapon. Same shooter. Different ending.